Well, I think my self-perception and the picture of myself has suddenly changed with that introduction.
You are a complex organism.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, it's really great pleasure to have the opportunity to be here again. I was here last year to join and to speak on this very urgent topic, water, and now about AMR related to this issue. And I would also like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to share with you the views of the Swedish government, of course, on this very, I would say, complex and also very urgent issue. And I'm also looking forward to listen to the other speakers and to learn more. And I'm quite convinced that by the end of the day I will have learned much more about this question, since it's very complex, and it's also very interesting to have different angles on this issue. And I think you're probably aware of that antimicrobial resistance and the consequences of it is of a very high priority for the Swedish government. And it's a problem of global dimension, and it affects both humans and animals. And this is happening all around the world. And that's why the government's strategy is, in the fight against antibiotic resistance, it is strong international efforts. So I would like to emphasize the international efforts that is needed. And therefore, it's of course very encouraging that AMR is now recognized also globally on the highest political level as the UN General Assembly here in September. And it's essential that the outcome of that meeting is a long-term commitment made by leaders of all relevant sectors. Because antibiotic resistance is driven by a multitude of factors. It's important to recognize that interventions made in one single sector will not be enough. Antibiotic resistance is best viewed from a One Health perspective and also managed in collaboration between many sectors. And we engage globally to increase the awareness of One Health and to promote that it permits all processes and actions taken against antibiotic resistance. The Swedish government therefore welcomes the tripartite agreement between the FAO, the OIE and the WHO, which certainly facilitates the One Health perspective. The environment, the aquaculture and water sectors are obvious key players, but in many contexts they deserve to be highlighted even more and included in various ongoing processes. Antibiotic residues originating from use in humans and animals and from the manufacturing process may end up in the environment and in water. And this is linked to the emergence of resistant bacteria. A proposal for a new regulation on veterinary medicinal products covering the entire life cycle is currently being negotiated among the EU member states. And I think this is a golden opportunity to increase our ambition in this area. And Sweden is strongly advocating including further measures to protect the environment during both manufacturing and use of medicine in animals. In Sweden we have currently a very favorable situation with the lowest use of antibiotics in animals within the EU and a low level of resistant bacteria compared to many other countries. But I would like to emphasize that this situation hasn't come without a very hard work. When we introduced a ban on routine use of antibiotics in 1986, we were forced to learn how to instead prevent diseases originating from poor animal husbandry. And I would say that Sweden is thus a pioneer in this area. And over the years we have accumulated a lot of experience in using preventive measures to reduce the need for antibiotics. And these experiences and knowledge are we more than willing to share, because I think sharing is part of the solution and how we can learn from each other in order to combat this threat. So with these words, I would like to thank you for the attention and leave the floor to the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One question though, it's when you say we are prepared to sharing, do you even see, I mean, given the magnitude of the problem and the size of the animal sector globally, is there also an export opportunity for knowledge companies? Swedish knowledge being exported, and we're earning a lot of money on it.
Yes, absolutely, and I think we already have seen some good examples of this over the years. And I think we can do more in packaging together different ingredients like know-how, innovation, different products, and different methods of when it comes to husbandry, etc.
Is this something that the government or the authorities are interested in helping in?
Yes, I think so. I mean, the awareness is high in Sweden, and we have a good cooperation between the government and the authorities, the responsible authorities, and we have a good collaboration with sister organizations all over the world, I would say. So I think there is an experience already, but also preparedness to do more.
Given the fact that we in Sweden are very low in using antibiotics, and people are asking for it, is there a perspective where this can be brought into the international trade negotiations?
Well, it has already been brought in thanks to a Swedish initiative in the TTIP negotiations. And I think that's, that's a first step to bring it into the ongoing negotiations.
But can you see a perspective that we won't accept any free trade unless the situation on antibiotic is as positive as other countries as in Sweden?
I think the way we would like to proceed is to have a collaboration with our trading partners on this issue. When it comes to the TTIP negotiations, I think if the US, if we would require that American products exports to the EU would not contain antibiotics, I think we would only reach a very, very small proportion of the whole problem, so to speak, since the export from the US to Europe is only 1%, so it would only touch upon a very, very marginal part of the problem.
What is your best advice to organizations or to governments who would like to impose heavy restrictions on preventive antibiotics and to growth promoters, for example? Well, we have some experience on how Swedish authorities has managed to go through it.
Well, I think the awareness from consumers and citizens are now at such a high level, so I think there is really a need to do something about it. And I think awareness, knowledge, information is the best way to tackle the problem.
Okay, thank you very much once again.